Hi everyone, it's me, Danielle, and I am back with some more crazy tales. As promised, I finished some tattoos recently, and I feel like they are worth sharing here on a channel that talks about more of the spiritual side, not just the art side. So I'm gonna share my screen right now. I don't know, this is a movie. So, um, this tattoo I did, it's Artemis, and uh, the woman who wanted it, I had a little look to see, about her spirit team because she was like, she asked me to. I didn't just do it. And when I looked, I saw that the Hecate symbol was important to her, which is this the moon with the crescents on each side. Okay, so I looked at my client, and what I saw was she had a blonde woman on her around her on her team. I also saw the symbol for Hecate's, which is a circle with the two crescent moons facing away. Um, Hecate's is an ancient Greek goddess of magic, witchcraft, crossroads, the night, and the moon. Often depicted with three forms or heads, holding torches or keys. So she's the maiden mother crone, like the three ages of women, usually. That's how she's depicted. Hecate's is associated with magic and witchcraft. She's the ultimate goddess of magic, associated with potions, herbal poisons, and necromancy, communication with the dead. Fancy word. She's the guardian of crossroads and doorways, symbols of transitions and gateways between realms. The moon and the night, as a lunar goddess, she was active during the dark hours, her arrival often heralded by the howling of dogs. So, triple goddess form. In her most recognizable form, Hecate is depicted with three heads or bodies, symbolizing her presence in different directions and times, past, present, future, or representing various aspects of nature. So I saw that symbol was important to my client, so we did work it into the background. So let me just share that video. So we did Artemis, we made Artemis blonde like her spirit guide, and we added the moon, see the Hecate symbol in the background. I also saw that something very important to my client is she needed a red rose in the design. So we did add the red rose at the bottom. And I had another tattoo I did, and it's on a friend of mine. I had already done her spirit guide art. Let me just find. Okay, I had done her spirit guide art, and this is what her guides look like. There was three, and they're like, I was calling them gnomes. I don't know what else to call them. They're not fairies, they don't have wings, and they're small. And she actually sees them, and she was like, what are these little things running around? Thanks for shaking, doggy. And what I saw was she's got these three. He looks like this. I don't know why, but it reminds me of those Norwegian troll statues that people have in their yards. I saw that they portal in through a well. So when I designed the tattoo for her, I put the two girls gnomes on the back of her spirit animal, which is called a poodoo, which is a deer that is in South America. It's about 12 inches tall. And I added the male as one of those little Norwegian statues, and I put the portal in the background. What else? So I've got the images. This is the completed tattoo. I'm going to make sure that I'm not overlapping. Um, we added the fairy falls, which we went to in Mount Shasta in the background. This light anomaly that happened in a photo above my friend's head. She was taking pictures of the flowers around Mount Shasta, the poppies for California, but these were all up in Mount Shasta. I saw that and so did my daughter see, that she needed a crystal added in, which is interesting because I got this crystal in Mount Shasta. And while we were up there this time, my friend got a matching one with the copper. It's got like a copper attachment there. Um, and here's the last angle. I did add this mushroom, and we are going to add some sort of like fairy dust and things in the background. But we've been, microdosing psilocybin to help with insomnia and problems like that. Now, another tattoo that I had done recently is Freya. So Freya is, oh, darn it, I'm going to have to pause again. All right, Freya is the Norse goddess of love, beauty, fertility, war, and death, known for her magical abilities, her falcon feather cloak, and her golden tears. She is the daughter of Njord, twin sister of Freyr, and leads her own afterlife hall called, oh gosh, I can't say this, Folkvanger, where she receives half of the battle slain heroes. Her name means noble lady in Old Norse, and the day Friday is thought to be named in her honor. She is the goddess of romantic love, beauty, and desire. As a warrior goddess, she takes half the fallen warriors. She's an expert in, I'm going to say, powerful form of Norse magic. I cannot say that word. That involves foresight and manipulation of fate. She is associated with fertility and has the power to cry tears of gold. So my client wanted a tattoo of Freya, and when I was designing it, I really wanted to keep this shield here at the right in front of her. So Freya is always seen with cats, so she's considered like the original crazy cat lady. Anyways, I included a shield here at the wrist, and to design the shield, I put in a Celtic moon, crescent moon right here. That there is a cover up right there. So I was using the knotwork to hide a pre-existing tattoo. Anyways, when I stuck the stencil on my client, she said she felt so complete, and she really wanted me to have a look at why. Like, she must have some ties to Vikings. So I had a look, and I saw that my client was a shield maiden before. So I thought it was really cool that, I had already, kind of really wanted to keep the shield in the design. What else? Oh, um, I saw also that the symbol for Hecate's matters a lot to her as well from some past life, not the Shield Maiden one, but another one. So I thought it was appropriate that I had already included that crescent moon in the design. Now, she had wanted a falcon feather also included, but I felt like we had enough to start her tattoo, and I forgot to add the falcon feather. So, but interestingly, while I was working and I dipped my needle in the water, the ink formed a feather in the top of the water that we both saw. So when I had a look and saw her past life as a shield maiden, the shield maiden is one of her spirit guides, I also saw that she's an avian starseed, and I saw like every kind of bird is her spirit animal. So, and that Hecate symbol, the moon, the triple moon, is important to her. So I've got ready to add on the other side. This is going to be the outline, but we're going to do a falcon feather with a full moon in the background. on the other side of her arm next. What else? I think that was it about the tattoos that I had recently done. I also started painting a little bit on paper. My one of my brothers had told me that he accused my art I do on my iPad of being AI, which is kind of ironic because AI was trained on actual artists. That's probably why the digital art looks like AI, is because that's what it was trained on. So I've started painting a little bit more on paper and drawing more on paper because I cannot be accused of doing AI this way. But anyway, so I had gone on a shamanic journey, and I had done a sketch of it, and so I took from my sketch this journey where we were meeting a power animal to be deconstructed, and we were warned that we may get like shredded by claws kind of thing to be deconstructed. So, but I actually was met with this beaver who I had never seen a beaver on my team before that day, but I have seen the beaver since. And it just gently unzipped me. So that was my deconstruction. Now, according to my handy dandy power animal book, beavers represent intelligence, hard work, confidence. And a quote about beaver is structures in life builds a solid foundation for learning, thus ensuring that dreams come true. I like that. So it says to call in beaver for creating the boundaries necessary for success. I could use that. Slowing things down and providing yourself with the space to breathe and take in the flow. I like that. And having the power to build anything, creating an environment aligning with your dreams. Beaver, come on in. um, yeah, I love that. I love this book. So that was one painting I did, and then the other painting I did. Now this is going to be a weird story. I already know that my stories are weird, but this one is a really weird. Um, so 2 weeks ago, I I nearly died. Death by peanut butter. The peanut butter went in my up at the top of my throat, and I could not get this peanut butter out, and I couldn't breathe through my nose, and I did the stupidest thing. I tried to blow my nose, which shoved the peanut butter further into my sinus cavity. And when I did that, which was really dumb, um, the pressure between my ear, nose, and throat, it was like a vacuum seal. It really hurt. And I was laying in bed. I couldn't sleep all night. Long story long, I ended up having what was like a dream while I was awake, and I heard a voice say to tap my throat to wake the dormant healer. And what I saw was this little creature came out of this part right here, like on this side. Well, no, this side mirror. This side of my neck. It's like it came out of my own tissue, and I could feel it going under my skin, up my throat or up my neck. And then I didn't feel it anymore, but the peanut butter dislodged and the pressure released. And that was wonderful. But I could see it with my third eye that it looked like this little green guy that looked like an ET. And the back end of it was like what would fit up in a snail shell. There wasn't a shell, but that's what it looked like. Um, and I was very, I don't know, confused, mystified. Are these things in our bodies all the time and we just have to tap and wake them? Or what the heck was this? You know? So I talked to Michael Shaman about it the next day, and he said that Merlin was showing me how to heal myself. So I was like, well, are these things around in our bodies and we just like tap and wake them? And he said, no, these things are created by magicians. Um, they're not just sitting in our bodies all over. They're like sorcerers and witches and magicians can tap and create one of these things. So I was tapping on my own throat, instructed by Merlin, like he's reminding me of something that I learned already from him. So it's something I'm playing with now. Like I on the astral go tap my mom's throat because she needs healing in her throat. Stuff like that. So I thought that was really interesting. I've not heard of anything like that before. And again, I warned you this was going to get weird. So one more thing I'm going to share, an image. And this is, I went to see Michael Shaman's wife, Doreen. She channels a being called Seth. She uses a Ouija board. And I was consulting with Seth about some business plans. And for tradesies, she wants to get a tattoo. So I said she wanted to get like some sort of animal, but she didn't know what. And she was interested in something like maybe a dragon or whatever. And I said, well, let me just look at your team. Now, Doreen and I had a past life where we were married. I was an Egyptian pharaoh and she was the queen. And I saw this image. I didn't draw this. This is AI. But I put in the prompts of what I saw, which was, I said a beautiful Egyptian queen with this particular haircut holding a falcon. This is exactly what it looked like. The only difference was the falcon was looking away from the queen. So the bird needs to be turned around to be what I saw. A friend of mine told me that he had heard that Egyptian queens used falcons to see through their eyes. So the falcon would fly off, and apparently this queen would have been looking through the falcon's eyes, which is interesting. I never heard that before. I don't know if it's true or not, but I like it, and I know now because I've done it myself, where you can look through animals' eyes. So it's not far-fetched. So we'll see. We'll see if this is going to be a future tattoo that I do. I will turn the bird around probably, if that's okay. With obviously the person who's going to wear the tattoo. I also saw, because she did, indicate that she would be interested in a dragon. I looked for a dragon, and I saw something dragon-like. The body, though, was more like an animal body, and so I wasn't seeing it real clearly. And like there is such thing like those lions with the wings, like Venice, Italy has as a symbol for that city. So I was trying to see it clearly, and it wasn't a lion. It wasn't really an animal, but it was that structure. Like it wasn't the dragons with the really long necks and things. It was just different. But it was more like, I would say, a gargoyle, okay? Like a gargoyle shaped dragon. So, so if she does get a dragon, it's going to be probably more like that kind of body structure, which is interesting because her husband has a gargoyle tattoo on him. So we'll see what I end up doing with those images on Doreen. So I'll be super excited. I'm having a lot of fun combining, what I do, which is tattoos, with spirit team and spirit animals, and and also seeing these little things that need to be added, like the red rose needed to be added, the crystal needed to be added in my friend's tattoo on her leg. I did see, actually, I saw Hecate on Doreen's spirit team. I saw the 3-in-1 actual. So it's so weird that all three of them had the moon symbol, and then the actual Hecate in the last one. Isn't that weird? How it all, what a coincidence, right? There's no such thing as coincidence. It's all synchronicity. Like all these people are coming around at the same time. Probably they know each other. Who knows? But they don't know each other in this life. But they could. All right. Anyways, I think that was kind of it that I've got going on for right now. I'm going to see Michael tomorrow. I've got some past life traumas to heal. I had a session with Alicia from Master of Many Moons to do soul level healing. Saw some past lives, or had some past lives as a witch that need some healing, which I already knew, but she saw it too. So, yep, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Anyways, I will post up when I've got more information or strange stories or experiences. You never know. You know, maybe some of you have had some learning experiences with Merlin. Um, the Merlin that I see, and Merlin could be an archetype, right? Other beings could shapeshift into Merlin, but the Merlin that I deal with is actually Archangel Raphael, and it's green energy that we work with. I'm part of that same green flame order. So if you are dealing with a Merlin and the energy is a different color, or it's a different angel that's shifting into Merlin, could be, a different color energy that you work with. I would love to hear all the different experiences about Merlin, actually. I think that's an interesting character, and that I think possibly multiple different beings are shifting into Merlin as a recognizable figure. You know what I mean? That we would be like, oh, okay, the bearded sorcerer, and we just call that Merlin. I don't know. Anyways, share in the comments, like, comment, share my channel to anyone who you think would be interested in learning some of this stuff. All right. I hope everyone has a beautiful week. Thanks for watching.